Hey guys, and welcome to day 4 of the week of T49. I'm Half-Life 15, and last time I promised that we were going to go to the Ace Tanker games, but there is one game that I really wanted to show, and that is this game on Stalingrad. And yeah, it's not an Ace, but I'm pretty sure it's a first class. Yeah, yes, pretty sure it is. Going to the west and just sitting here waiting for a couple of tanks to show up. Usually they do show up, just like this AMX 1390, but I was counting on something, I don't know, slower, so I could actually hit it with the shell of the HE. The flight pattern is just a lot different from AP, so I couldn't just take a shot and hit him. But he is silly enough to go to this bush and get hit right in the front of his engine and loses 838 HP. Very nice. In the first minute of the game, and you're basically not in the game anymore. Any tank in the game can now kill him. Literally. I can sneeze in his direction and he would die. But, yep. We're not going to stay on this western front, as a lot of tanks are going to push on the this is not the west side, this is the east side. On the west side of the map. They're going to push on the west. We're on the east. Derp, derp. I could have gone down there and done a lot of damage to the leopard, but I decided no. I only have E75. Yep. So we can see on the minimap, Death Stars just showed up and a Jagdtiger showed up. So it was a much better plan to just go and take a look at these tank traps and decide that shouldn't have gone there. So yep, good idea, Christian. So I decided to go over here instead. We can see a lot of tanks are brawling with an ST1 or an STI, whatever you want to call it. I call it STI. I just like the I in it. STI. ST1. Don't like saying one. Like even the leopard, I just called it leopard. Didn't say leopard 1, did I? Don't think I did. If I did, shit. I'm gonna go right over here. I'm predicting that the Lorraine already fired all his shells, so I'm just gonna go out here when I see the STI. Nope. Lorraine fired his last shell, I think. He didn't shoot at me, at least. And I just fired random shot, did no damage whatsoever to the STI, which was a little bit of a shame there. STI turns his turret, gets taken out by the E75. Very bad play by the STI. You should never look behind you. Always concentrate on one front and do as much damage as you can if you're flanked. Lorraine is still just sitting here. Now I'm gonna go out there and just take care of 716 HP. And as we can see, my WNet is already 3.2k. It's very easy to get high WNA when you get these kind of shots, because this tank is not meant to be able to just go in and do these kind of shots. Of course it can, but it's not meant to. E50. Miss him completely because I was a little... I was scared of him, like, just being able to roll away. But he didn't, and I just wasted a shot. I decided to flank around here, see if I can get a shot in his rear. And meanwhile, our eastern flank is just completely falling apart. And as you can see, I don't know the map at all. So, and all the small holes are blocked. So I couldn't do anything there. A little disappointing. The E50 is probably going to die to the E100 before I get there and do any damage, which is a shame. I would have loved to do done some damage to him. Here, nope. And then I load a heat shell, I think. Or no. I set the heat shell to be loaded, and then I'm going to go in and take a shot at... Ooh, this is Centurion 7 Mark 1. I actually thought the plan was to go in and do damage to the E75 and then have a heat shell loaded next time to shoot at them, but instead we're going to shoot at these guys over here. Sadly, I kind of predict that they're already loaded, aiming over here, so I decided, nah, my life choice of going out there was not a good one. So I decided to go back. And here we're going to do the thing with the E75. We're going to reload with a heat shell, because it will take around 20 seconds to get to him through these streets of annoyance. There we go. And he's just around this corner. And I think that he's fired. And if not, he's going to get a surprise. I'm going to go onto his side. Make sure that I hit. Don't just fire wherever you want. And he's going to take a shot right at me. Should have gone the other way towards my allies. But in this situation, I just thought I need to get out of there. Still reloading on a heat shell because I'm thinking Artie. But then I realized that their Artie is dead. And no need for that. So I reload an HE shell instead. E75 still fighting with our E100. I decided to cap a little bit because maybe we can win on that. But then I see a Death Star just coming, rolling high speed down here. And then a Centurion pops up. I decide to go to the side, trying to take him out completely, but it doesn't penetrate, of course. And I just have to run. I just have to run right here because I have nothing to say in a matchup like this. So I could have been shot in the rear, but instead the Yakti decided to try and take out the Death Star. Perfectly understandable choice because he can deal so much more damage than me. And nope, can't aim through there. Gonna go over here instead, see if I can flank the Yakti and get a shot inside. Again, there's so little space to go around. And then I realized we have a waffle. So maybe we can still win. Maybe, just maybe. Set up. Don't use R, which is a bad idea. I should have used R there. Yaktiga shoots my track. I do get him as well. And I'm behind that truck. So the Death Star could not have shot me. That was what was going through my mind. I'm behind the truck. Death Star cannot shoot me if I just retreat a little bit now. And I did. So, yeah. Great. WN8 is skyrocketing because I'm taking out tier 9 tanks. And I'm only supposed to do a little bit of damage to them. So, WN8 is going, hey, you're doing amazing. And then I see an E75 coming this way. And I set up for the shot right here. He doesn't spot me. And I get him. That was a very high roll on the front of an E75. 375. Ouch. And that was the E75 I heard earlier, so bet he's pissed. Yak 1... What? Yak 100? The Death Star is fighting against the E100 there. And they both... the Death Star did damage while the E100 bounced. Gonna do a little bit of damage there. 320. That's not a little bit. That's quite a lot, actually. Waffle takes out the... Oh, shit! Yep. Waffle takes out the E100. Death Star fires. And then I'm like, okay. I can get in there. I can get in there. I can get in there. I can get in there and do some damage. I can get in there and do some damage. I can get in there and do some damage. In the end, I do 385 damage, which is also quite a lot. Every single shot has counted, and you've seen it. So, around 14k WN8 in this game. Let's take a look at the stats. And as predicted, because I knew the results already, first class, we have Duelist, which is deal damage to tanks that have already dealt damage to you. And you have to destroy them as well. So the Yaktiga and the... E75, I believe, yep, those dice. Fire for effect, as always. Bruiser, as always. And then we have Elite Base XP, that's very nice. Got around 3,800 damage. And 10 shots, out of 10 shots, 8 hit, and 8 did penetrate. What? That's weird. Whatever, on to the next replay, which is an ace tanker. And this ace tanker is gotten on Erlenberg. This ace tanker is gotten from the northern spawn, and tomorrow, the final day, we're going to see another ace, but from the south. So we get an ace from both sides, and I really, really enjoy this map. First up, we have Nitrix in the T34, but also we have an M103. One of the M103s was a reroll. We could see this on the XVM stats, but also through that I could see that he was an M13 that I could rely on if it ever came to it that me and him were the only one left. Hint, hint. I could trust him in not doing something very stupid and losing us the game if I had to leave him. So keep that in mind. XVM told me this. If he had been a red player, I probably wouldn't have. I would have stayed with him or something. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Just we'll see. First up, getting some great spotting here without shooting at the first couple of tanks moving by. I didn't get any spotting damage as nobody decided to shoot at the bigger tanks moving by, but they did shoot at the T49, and as he was the last tank coming by, I decided to take the shot as well. So yeah, there's a little trigger discipline there. You really have to hold your fire if you sit in that bush, especially because you have to roll out really fast, because it is a really small bush and you can get spotted by other scouts coming this direction as well. Just sitting here, being very, very careful not to move my turret too much, because then I will I'll have to re-aim a million years. But decided to move up a little bit here as nothing seems to be coming in. Oh, Yakti in the back there. He's sadly going to shoot at Nitrix for quite some damage, as Nitrix is caught out in the middle. Just gonna aim here and get a shot on him for 234 damage. Meanwhile, Nitrix is really getting pounded by the Yaktiga. He got tracked. He fixed his track, and then the Yaktiga tracked him again. He didn't wait for the Yaktiga to hit him a second time. He fixed his track after a little while, and then decided he got tracked again. 481 damage to a WZ 111 in the side. That, ow! I didn't know they didn't have side skirts, and like so you could absorb some of the damage there. Maybe they have, but I hit the sweet spot right there. Nitrix gets taken out by an IS-8 sitting across the water, which is very unfortunate. But you do know, whenever I show a replay where my platoon mate die, I go into a rage mode. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go into rage mode now. Gonna press R, roll forward, and deal another insane amount of damage. I can't see it because I don't have XVM. I don't have a working XVM for this with the hit logs up there. You know what I'm talking about. It was in the last game right up there. But that was quite a lot of damage as well to the WZ. So he is retreating now because he can't afford to peek forward more. I'm just going to roll forward, do 234 damage again. But this time to the M103, and they're being flanked by our own WZ-111 and a Tiger II. And yeah, just gonna wait until my reload is done. Don't want to take unnecessary damage. The M103 takes. That was not the M103 that took the shot. I see that. I miscalculate that, or I see that wrong every single time. That I'm like, okay. Oh, he fired. Nope. Was an ally. Shit! And then I take damage to the face. But this time, luckily, he only tracked me. And as we can see, the entire eastern flank just fell and died. I'm like, I could stop and shoot at this Löwe, but they're going to get into our base very, very soon. And this T54 E1 doesn't seem to be in the game at all. So I decide to move up to the upmost northern part and set up camp there so I can spot everything crossing the bridge and also prevent the WZ in getting an advantageous position with him getting here without being punished just a little bit. So I'm just going to roll over here. WZ is going to come this way. Just going to set up the shot here. Boom! Damage. Now he gets tracked, and sadly, he's going to get a few shots into me. His tracks is fixed, and he suicides. I don't know why, but yeah. World of Tanks, everybody. Then I see a WZ just coming, pushing very, very fast this way. So I decide, nope, my time to get out is now. These people are in the cap zone. My allies are back. They can support. The WZ is low on HP, but Yep, he got taken out. IS-8 also drowned. As we can see here, holding my shot, holding my shot, holding my shot. Because now he's moving towards the WZ 111. And instead of his side, I have his rear. And boom! 943 plus damage equals up to 1215. I could not have gotten that if I had decided to shoot aside. Might have saved our WZ, but that is a thought that I can't put that up against getting a rear shot on an American tank driving away from me. I saw that he was driving away from me, so I decided to take that opportunity and wait. So M103, as I said, I could see on XVM that he was quite good, and he's up against an IS-2 right now. And I'm like, you can deal with this. But I'm also a little bit, oh, Panther 88 in the open there. Maybe I should go and help just a little bit, because they will out DPM him in the end if I don't just help a little bit. And I'm gonna go up here. Probably gonna get spotted by the Löwe, just because he's there. And can't find the gun depression. But there we go. The IS-2 is sitting behind the house here. He does see me, but he just fired, so I can hold my shot and aim completely. Do 262 damage to him. Panther 88 is pushing towards the flank of the M103, but he has a great position down there. Sadly, oh god, T-34 coming up. I have to run because he could really wreck my day. Like, do a lot of damage in 2 shots and I would be dead. So, oh, he misses. Luckily he misses. Whew. Yeah, as we see up there, the M103 has decided to just move towards the Panther 88. As he saw the T-34 was down here dealing with me, trying to deal with me. Löwe has moved up a little bit. It's also on the minimap. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. The IS-2 has decided to flank as well, which is a very bad plan. If it was a faster tank, it would have been a good plan, but no, it wasn't. The M103 spots the T-34, or maybe I did. I'm not sure. Maybe. I think I did actually. So I'm gonna go for Artie instead. Enemy Artie just killed their IS-2. Unfortunate. Many suicides on this team. I do spot the GW Tiger P. Too slow, fatty. Too slow. Boom. Artillery is taken out, which was probably the biggest threat to our M103 because he's been dealing with those lower tiers very easily. As you can see there, he also took out the Löwe. He's probably going to take out the Panther 88 before I even get to come up there and help a little bit. This replay is very jittery. I apologize for that. Can't really change that. I can finally see the M103's HP pool, and I can see that he has way more health than a Panther 88 can take out. So I decide to go for the T-34 instead, distract him from going to the M103 because the M103 is going to take out this Panther 88 with ease. We can see the Panther 88. He did get a damaging shot in on the M103. Maybe I can take the shot and hit. Do I want to? No, don't want to because no, the M103 can easily deal with it. T-34. Oh, decide to take a shot on the move. Now he knows my position. That's fine. That's fine. The M103 can now support me from a long range, which is perfect. M103 is basically the hero of this match, but if I had decided to stay up there, all the enemies would have gone there and would have gotten a lot closer. T-34 decided to take his track so his turret cannot catch up to me, and I go around in a wide circle so the M103 can see me coming instead of just going very close. And T-34 is going to go to the side, enabling the M103 to deal damage there. And then he's going to go through the house here, which is also a bad idea. I track him once again. Turret cannot keep up, and that is GG. 1350 13.5k W8. And I'm gonna let the M103 get this kill. There we go. Yeah, almost, well, 4.5k damage. And as we can see, Ace Mastery, Ace Tanker, Fire for Effect, as always, Bruiser, as always, Confederate. That's also very nice. I like getting that because that means I've at least hit a lot of people. At least 6. I've hit at least 6 of the enemy tanks with an HE shell and done damage to it. And as we can see here, you can see I've done a lot of critical damages to to the enemy tanks, except for the Jagdtiger, which was only damage from the front. And the score is 1451 base XP, and I hit 12 out of the 13 shells I fired. That's very good trigger discipline. I shot, so I just missed. I only missed that one shot on the T34. I decided to take on the move. If not, it would have been a perfect game. But yeah, earned a lot of money, as we can see. 45k in a light tank. Yeah, I very much enjoy these Erlenberg games with this tank. As we're gonna see tomorrow, we're gonna see Erlenberg from the south, and we got an airfield battle, which is just hilarious in the end. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for a great finish to a very fun week, at least to me. Hope you enjoyed as well. I'll see you tomorrow.